All right, guys, just starting recording now. What's up, guys? I hope you guys had a great end of the week and strong month. And if you had a red week, or a red month, per se, it doesn't mean you did bad. If you learn something, learn from your mistakes, that's what matters. And as long as you keep taking those steps, you will eventually become much better and stronger in the end every single month. So if you keep putting the time in, uh, the dedication, the screen time, just studying, watching videos, just being a learning machine, that's what matters in the beginning stages. You learn first, and once you have that, you will see results. What you put in is what you get out, right? Did you watch any videos or read books? Yes. So on my Discord, I have uh a what's it called? A category somewhere. I have a bunch of links of all the videos that I've watched. Some of them aren't really stock related, but some of them are also mindset related, more mindset. Some trading too. So that helped me throughout my journey when I was a trader. Um, it didn't. The main thing about learning is not about making money. It's just about learning and just studying you know, the curriculum. The markets and how to trade. So yeah, I go over that in my Discord. I have a bunch of links. I also have some books. The first books I read was Volume Price Analysis by uh I'm not sure the author. I might be completely wrong, but I think it was by Anna Calling, but I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, Volume Price Analysis and Japanese Candlesticks. Those were the first two books I've read. Um, and that definitely, gave me some knowledge on how to read candles much better. They go over like different candle patterns. They have like what like these stars, doji stars, or something like that. I don't really not that technical, but I could definitely read the basic gist of candlesticks. So those really helped me in the beginning. Um, so I'm gonna go over my month. So my month is July. The last time, if you, I think I didn't. Let's see if I get my old book, my old profit book from last year. Where is that? So last July and last year, I yeah, July last year I was only up just under 100,000, like 94,000. This month, the next year, this year, July, I'm up almost. Actually, I don't have that right written down. Hold on. Let me look. Let me look at my profits for this month. I don't know on the top of my head, but I know it's somewhere in the 300s. Pretty sure. So three times more than last year's profits. I could say. Account summary. Yeah. So the month of for the month of uh July, I'm up. Yeah, I'm up $342,088. So last year I was only up just under 100 grand. So this year, about three times more, maybe just over that. Simply just by sizing up and just doing the same thing over and over again, right? I had some of my biggest losses this month. Well, for the month of July, and some of my biggest winners. It says, hold on, it says my gross P&L. Okay. All right, didn't know that. But yeah, so for that month, or for this month, I'm up, and I'm seeing progress, right? That's the thing. I'm seeing progress. And also, by the way, guys, for those of you guys just joined, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to go in the type in the chat and just type your question there, and you know during the stream I'll just answer it. See, what is your tips to turn from consistent red to green? Um, I, FM Wizards. I don't know how much or how long have you been trading, but just by simply just focusing on the best setups, right? Like you just mentioned, you said, um, yeah, 6 months. It's very, very early. So, um, you know, you're starting to read, and you're starting to gain that knowledge, and also just start playing it small first, and focus on the best setups. So I don't know if you're using a margin account or a cash account, but for me, I recommend everyone for beginners, using margin. Um, Meaning, I'm not saying to borrow money. I'm saying for mostly using the PDT to your advantage. And some people might say, oh, wait, what? PDT. When I say PDT, because you're stuck with 3 day trades, right? And you are forced to play the best setups, because when you use 1 day trade, you won't have it for another 5 business days, or whenever the next time it'll come back, right? So you are forced to program yourself to focus on the best setups. And by the way, it's less trades too, right? Less trades, and you can have more time going over those trades, because if you're over PDT like I am, and you have a bunch of trades per day, it's kind of hard to track, right? You can't really, it's kind of hard, and it's kind of measurement intensive. But if as a beginner, you only start with 3 day trades, it's more easier to go over them one by one. You can see where you got in and where you got out, and exactly pinpoint, what's going on during the trade, what you did wrong. So, um, so yes, first recommendation, just stick to, the best setups, that have the highest reward, and that's stocks that aren't overextended. Just stay consistent, have a criteria. So, I don't know if for me, whenever I lost in a trade, or I have some like really big loss, or I always get pen and paper, and I write down what not to do next time, and I post it in front of my on my wall, right behind my monitors, and I see them every single day. And I see them. I was like, okay, don't make that same mistake before. Don't make the same mistake. I can see it on the wall. Don't do it. And once you have those rules down, um, you know, that's the main. That's what helped me stay more consistent, and going away from my red and going towards more green. So have rules. So I'll say that's a tip. Another strong tip. Have rules. Over time, when you say, oh, don't chase, or don't play stock that's, like, if you notice that most of the stocks you're losing are up, stocks that are up over 30 or 40, 50 or 100%, stop playing those stocks. you know those small details add up, and once you learn from most of them, your red will start going to green over time. Questions: how do you scale in and sell on the breakout? uh On the breakout, breakout is more of a, for very strong stocks. if you're gonna scale in on a breakout, hmm, usually I scale in on dips, not on breakouts. And usually I sell on the breakouts, and I'll scale out on the breakouts, and if it goes up further, which usually if a stock breaks out, it usually goes further shortly after, and I start scaling out further and further. So um, yeah, scaling in on dips and scaling out above breakouts is my that's I think that's how you maximize profits. Yeah, I played a stock. I think it was TAOP. I'll show you guys. I kept buying on dips, and eventually it just never it just never came back up. I mean, look. So if you guys look on TAOP right here, zoom back a little bit more. So as you guys can see, I wish I could share my like because I have vertical monitors. It won't show everything because my daily chart's down here, and you guys can't really see that. But let me show you the guys' daily chart first. So if you guys can see, it was opening at around. I'm not sure why it looks different this time, but it was opening, around like $4, right? And it looked pretty nice. Resistance is probably once it gets over like 440, 450s. I mean, she's definitely could go. I'm not sure why this one looks different, but um, and if you look in the past, I mean, it doesn't really have much resistance. I mean, it could go back to $9, $10. Like in the past, it was a former runner. It loves to run, but this day it just decided it just couldn't run, right? So I was looking to buy around 380s. I bought right here in the 380s on the dips, and well, it just kept going down, and I just had to stop out. If my last dip buys were 380, so like it would be around right here, my stop would be around like 5 cents under 380s, or just under 380 would be my stop. Because once it goes below that, I mean, this has a good chance of just kind of fading throughout the entire day. And I had a decent loss on this. And also, if you look right here, there's some support on the pre-market, intraday pre-market right here, around 380s as well, support. So I was buying right here on this dip, anticipating a move right back up and towards 450 and potentially 5 and higher. Never got that. Even TAOP even had news too. It had all the bells and whistles, but it just couldn't make it. So you just gotta learn to stop out when it definitely breaks the support. You usually get caught during the headlines when it's breaking out and not hitting sell. Yeah, when it's breaking out, usually want to sell some. Don't sell everything because usually when it breaks out, stock usually tends to go higher. And if it doesn't, you just sell. You just stop out at your previous stop. Um, like let's see, for example. So let's go to AHPI. So this one right here, breakout was right here. Around $9, and the next one would be like around 940s. So $9 breakout. Sell a little bit here, $9. So for example, like you start scaling in on these dips, right? And once you notice the pattern right here, usually this would be the dip buys. I don't remember playing this. I don't know if I don't think I played this. But yeah, usually scale out, scale in on these dips towards these lower trend lines. because when I say scale in, like people still like, I mean, when you're scaling in, you shouldn't be scared because you're scaling in, right? You're not going all in 100% position at one single trade. That'll be scary. That'll be more risky. And if you're just going one single buy on a single dip, um, you're setting yourself up for potential failure. Just in case. But when you're scaling in, maybe like 10%, maybe 25%, every like 1/4. So like you're going 1/4 scaling in, and if it does tap the trend line, it looks like to be bouncing off, and the tape is going green, starting to go green. You're seeing more green on the tape than red. Then you're scaling another 1/4. And if it does look great, okay, you can maybe potentially add on the breakout if you want. And if you're really confident in it, you can potentially add maybe 3/4 total. You don't have to go 100% position, but you can add another 1/4 on the breakout if you feel confident. Um, and the real breakout would be, to be honest, right here, 940s. That'll be the real breakout. And once that happens, you scale some out there. You scale maybe half. And then, and like I said, usually tends to come right back up, or it kind of consolidates and goes right back up after the breakout. So maybe scaling another quarter right here in 970s. And then maybe the rest at 10. So that's how I would that's how I do it, and to maximize my profits. Do you always use a tight stop from dip buy or some sense um or buy previous support level? So if I were to buy these dips, I mean, if you saw this, like the previous support right here was like one, because this had a dip and it came back up, right? So the new support would be, the new low support was 840, but I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the trend line, the trend right here. That's what matters. I don't really care what happens here. Like it did break down 840, right? But to be honest, this was an opportunity to buy because this was the trend line and it was just at VWAP. It broke under VWAP, it came right back up. That's an indication, stronger indication of a potential move up higher. So I don't really care what happens in here within the triangle. I care about what's happening just around the triangle right here and start buying right at the red line right here. The red line, just above it or just at the red line. And if I do buy there, I'm like, okay, if it closes, if the next candle, like if I were to buy right here, right at the trend line, the lower trend line would be at what? 830. Okay, I'll buy some at 830. Um, but if within the next 1 minute candle it goes down to like 810, um, well, I have to wait a little bit and see. Okay, is it gonna close below it? And if it looks to be closing below, like for example, right now the uh, time right here it says 10:31, right? And for example, let's just say it's at 10, or let's just look at the minutes. So one at 150, right? Let's see 150. The next 1 minute candles is going to be at 2, right? Right? At 10:32. If the 1 minute candle, this 1 minute candle that's at below like 830 closes below this trend line, I'm gonna start scaling the rest out. So you guys should definitely use time to your advantage and see when the candle closes. That's very important. And that's how I kind of predict my best entries and exits, just by planning ahead of time. And that's when I stop out. So buying these dips, but if it closes, now it's 10:32, it closed below that, maybe it closed at 8:10, right? It closed at 8:10. But maybe there's a small bounce and it goes back to like 8:15 or 8:30. Well, most likely, since it closed, it might do like a small bounce, but within the next couple minutes, it's gonna come right back down and break under $8. Now, if it goes straight to like 870, 880, then things might get interesting again, and that's when you start looking. Okay, now it's right back up here. I'm gonna wait for it to dip a little bit more. I'll let it retrace, get back towards the EMAs right here and start buying then. So it's these trend lines and time definitely help. So you definitely use that to advantage. I use the 1 minute and 5 minute, yes, for entry and exit. 1 minute, usually for like going more, detailed, fighting for price. 5 minutes more of a long term, kind of zooming out a little bit more and seeing where the trend is at. And I also use the 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes to just to get a larger picture of what's going on. So it all depends, it all depends on the trade. If it's a more longer term trade, use longer time frames, like 30 minute or the 60 minute. If it's a shorter term trade, use the 1 minute and 5 minute. It all depends on what you're looking at and what your setup is. There is no like, okay, I have to get an entry at 1 minute or 5 minute always. It all depends on your plan, on how long you're holding. Um, so this month has been decent month. I could have done way better, but um, you know things are getting kind of choppy and unclear right now. And last year in August was pretty slow. I made a note to myself last year that August is usually slow. If I go back to last year, let's see how much was I up? Yeah, August last year I only made $56,000 um that month. It was pretty slow, and I made a note to myself. And if I'm playing with big size during August, it could definitely hurt my account and wear me out mentally. So August is pretty slow, and I'm starting to kind of see that right now. We're only seeing like, yes, yes, we might see like several 100% runners or 50% runners, but I want to see those runners often. Every single week I want to see those runners. I want to see 1,000% runners. I don't want to just see like a couple 100% runners. Um, during the month. I want to see 1,000% runners. Um, and we don't really get that in August. It's really slow. I don't know why. Um, I think it's due like how the market works, like earnings. I'm not sure, but I took cash out of my brokerage account, sizing down, and I'll just slowly size up once the market comes back up. Once the market confirms that the market is heating up, then I'll easily grow my account back to $1 million, and I'm just gonna be prepared for August, November, and December. So um, yeah. Anytime you mention a stock and I'm in it, I sell immediately and run for the hills because I know I'm about to see an epic rug pull. Is that normal? Do you think there are people out there that are trying to sabotage your stock picks? Uh, Not really. I mean, I usually like to place stocks that actually have real setups, and if people see those real setups, like yes, they might be just scalpers, they might just buy and just run away, but then they'll just miss out on the entire thing. But the really big traders, they'll see it, and when they see dip and they see the setup, they're big big traders will definitely look forward to buying and accumulate. I'll let the stock do its thing. Like I'll buy, like for example, on NOAV, right? NAUV, I mentioned that I'm swinging this. right here. I mentioned NOV, right? I got in right here. I got in at 211 right here, and I also added more, just under 215. So I got in here, and I mentioned it to people. Stock went up, yes, and they sold, right? And it's back to 215. I mean, so what? Because the daily chart is still here. This setup is still here. People will recognize it, and the big traders that are, seeing this setup, oh wow, okay, I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a dip. They see this dip, and they just start buying and buying, right? And look what we see here. I play stocks that have actual setups, um, and people will eventually notice them, and a wide amount of traders, um, a good amount of traders will definitely see the setup, and they will eventually notice it. But like a setup that doesn't really make sense, that has no pattern, and I mention it, or they mention it, or anyone mentions it, if it has no pattern, no clear, like, a reason why it's gonna run, I won't be confident in holding it, over the weekend, or just holding it longer, because if the stock has no news or no real pattern, no volume, like, there's just no point of mentioning it, because there's just no setup there. I only mention real setups that have the highest opportunity, um, and I go by my criteria that work for me. So I got in NOV at that price because, well, if you see right here, I made a trend line right here on the daily. If you guys look on this daily chart, let me zoom in a little bit more. I made the trend line right here, right? Just fix this a little bit. I made a trend line right here, and as you can see, it's also right here, and it's around. I like to buy at the trend lines, right? So I was buying right here, and once this confirmed that, because it looked like it was breaking down, but it just couldn't break down, and it came back up here, and also, well, it held this higher low, so it came back up. And I'm like, okay, this is a good chance that this could definitely grind back up over VWAP, and later into the day it will potentially run. So yes, and I'm looking for it to, get somewhere around maybe closer to $3 tomorrow, and maybe run to 4. Um, so yes, it's all about these patterns. Like, you guys see flags intraday, right? You see them during the shorter time frames, but you can also use the same thing, the same strategy on larger time frames, like the daily. So you don't always have to trade these patterns during the intraday. Remember, you can also trade the same patterns during larger time frames. It's just less candles, nothing different. Um, so I'm looking to play this um next week and see where it goes. Because every time it has a green day, it usually gaps up, which right now looking like it could gap up. Because if you guys see, it had a green day, gapped up. Green day, gapped up. Green day should be a gap up, right? So yeah, that's the main reasons why and also NAOV had like nice strong volume, uh, during previous runs. That's what I like to see. If I only see like 10 million or less than 10 million volume per day, it's kind of too light. But it could have more potential. Um, but right now we've just been seeing stocks just running over 100 million volume and just going parabolic, after a couple days. So like we saw in LEDs, XBIO. I got in not all at once, a little by little. I had some right here. If you guys zoom in right here, I had some here. I added some at 211. I waited for a pullback, kind of see okay where it goes. If I see some green on tape, and I just kind of bought. Well, when I saw this try to hit 215 almost, I waited for a dip. I waited for the dip right here, and I just added the rest on this breakout. Um, over tried to anticipate move over VWAP. So I added the rest here. I had like a 212 average. My stop loss would be low day, so um, that would be not low of day. Actually, maybe this level right here. So 206, 205. That would be my stop loss. So that's about like a 7 cent um, risk, but I'm looking for 250 $3 reward. So that's what um, I mean almost 4 to 1, 5 to 1. If it goes over 3, I mean that's good. So yeah, that'll be my risk. How many shares? I just got the max. I think I had like 50,000 shares, and those 50,000 shares I little by little accumulated over time. 10,000 here, 10,000 there. I wait for a dip, and if it looks like I wait for a dip, and then I buy another 10,000 on that dip. And if it does look to break out, I can add more at 215. So I get in little by little, especially during like low volume. I mean, look at the volume; it's pretty low. It's only trading like what 50, 100, $100,000, 100,000 volume per candle per minute. I'm not going. I'm not. I cannot buy all in, right? I can't go all at once because I'll have a strong influence on the price, and I won't get the best price at all anyway. So I wait for the sellers to sell me some shares and dip it down a little bit for me, and I just buy the dip. Um, Now if a stock's trading millions of shares per minute, yeah, I could go all at once. I could because the stock has the volume. But if a stock has no volume, there's no point in me just going all at once. There's no point. I would get a bad price because there's just not much liquidity, and it just doesn't make sense. No, I'm not scared. When you're trading stocks, you just can't be scared. Um, and plus, when you're looking at the right things like patterns, you just gotta know the pattern. Just trust the patterns. And plus, this stock was down like what? I think 10 or 5% at this time. Now, if you're playing a stock that's up over 50 to 100, 500%, yes, you should be worried for a rug pull, and you should be only playing very small. But if you're playing a stock that's not really doing much, just kind of like going sideways, grinding, not doing much, right? There should be no reason for a rug pull. Offering if you want to know about offering, you could do that. You can go to the SEC on the website and look at the stocks filings, SEC filings, and you can see if they have an offering potential. I also have links to that in my Discord, teaching how to find those offerings, those SEC filings. I think it's 13 S3, S3 file. So if you're scared, I mean, look, if you're scared, don't play too big. Just play a third of your actual size. When you're overnighting, you shouldn't be going all in. To be honest, you should not be going all in. Um, you should just going just partial position. When you're intraday, yes, you can go all in. You can do whatever you want. But when you're swinging, it's a little bit more risk, right? You mentioned offering, there is a potential that they could have an offering after hours or pre-market, and once it does, I mean, hey, it's bad luck, right? You can't do nothing about it. You don't know when they're gonna have an offering. You don't know, but at least know that once the stock is up over 100%, there's a once the stock is much more higher, there's a good chance that there's a higher chance that they're gonna do have an offering. But if a stock hasn't really made a huge move yet, there's a lower chance not having an offering. Offerings happen when the stock prices have gone way too high, and companies will capitalize off of that. Um, so yeah, I mean, like, if you own the company, would you do offering at $1, or would you wait for the stock to go $10, 10 times, and do an offering then, right? So just common sense things, right? Um, if I was a company of NAWV and my stock's at 250 and it looks like it's about to break out and it looks very strong, I'm not having an offering yet. I'm going to maybe have an offering. Okay, maybe at 5, maybe at 10. I don't know. You never know. So BTBT, I did see. I mean, was this the offering? I don't know. I don't see any offerings, but I'm not sure what this was. I mean, I I mean, this looks like someone looked like they dumped or offering, I guess. Yeah, for sure. I can explain again. So like, remember on TAOP, I said I was talking to Wizards, Mr. Wizards about this. I kept buying this dip, so I made some support levels right here. Support Pre-market support would be around 380 right here. As you can see, the candles, and also this right here. So around 380s. Also right here is 390s, right? I bought some down here at this dip. It came back up, right? It came up, but it kind of had trouble. It never really broke over 420. So it broke down, and I'm like, okay. Maybe last support, maybe 380s. But if it goes on 380s, I'm done. I'm done. It's too weak. Well, it went down pretty hard right here. It broke down support, which was 390s at that time, right here, 390s, and it closed below it. So I'm like, yeah, this is not looking too good. So I scaled the rest out, I think around right here. I'm like, yeah, this is not looking good. And yes, I scaled the rest out here, but look, it came back up. But the thing is, when it comes back up, um, to these EMAs, now it's on the reverse side, right? It's in the reverse side. So, um, now it's gonna start like riding the wave down now. On the uptrend, for example, on AHPI, if you guys look, when it's on the uptrend, every time it dips towards these lines, it goes up. Dips, up, dips, up, right? But on TAOP, it's the opposite. It dips, goes up, and it goes back to the line, then dips. So every time it tries to touch the lines, it dips, right? So now it's bearish. It's in bearish territory. So I got out. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I could have stopped down and waited for a bounce. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna wait for it. It really broke down my support. I'm out. I'm not gonna keep hoping to hold and see if it comes right back up just for like what, $1,000. I'd rather save myself that headache and just get out. I already lost. I'm done. Go on, move on to the next trade. No need to bother on this stock because it's already breaking down. It already looks weak. No point in me holding and hoping that it'll come back up. I'm done with the trade. I'm moving on to the next one. So when you have losses, when you're red, just tell yourself, okay, it broke down. Before you enter stock, you always have to have a risk and reward in mind before you enter a stock. Always. If you don't have that, don't bother buying at all. So, or shorting. Don't bother getting in the position. If you don't have a risk or reward, just don't bother trading, right? So before you get in, always have a set risk and reward. Always. How many years have you been trading? I've been trading for about I think 3 or 4 years now. So, hi Richie. Last week I had a lot of great trades, 16 trades, 14 green, and I only traded VWAP reclaim and high and low dips. Is that luck? Um, I mean, if it works out for you, keep doing it. That's the good thing about the stock market, right? You can have any strategy you want, anything you want. You can trade however you want it, and how anything. That's the good thing about the stock market. So it's not luck. It's something that you found. So if it works out for you, continue to do it. And now you have one trade or one strategy that works. Strategy, you can name the strategy. Well, VWAP reclaim. That's your strategy. And once you have that down, once you have mastered it, maybe you can start expanding to different strategies. Try new strategies, maybe like patterns or swings, or daily chart 8 or 10 SMA reclaim or something like that. Try new things. So, but now you have a strategy. Keep it up. Keep doing it the same over and over again. What else should I talk about? Yeah, so um I'm not you know I'm not for me to prepare for next month or for August. I won't be trading as big. Like, hey, if the market's so hot in August, I'll take it. I'm not saying like market's not going to be hot at all, because the market does anything it wants. Who knows? We might see 10,000% runner, in August, and August is going to be super hot, right? Um, but usually August is pretty boring. Um, throughout the day, we might it might have we might start seeing stocks that'll take like an entire day for the stock to actually run. Instead, before, like on very hot days, during the first couple hours, the stock had made a huge run, but then later it just kind of dies off, right? But maybe now we're seeing, oh, okay, now we have to stay on our computers more during August, seeing the entire run more. So, yeah, we're going to see a lot more boring action, to me, in August, and I prepared for that. I had $1 million trading account, in July, and then also, and I'm not looking to use that buying power in August. So I scaled back. Now I'm only trading with $150,000 in my trading account, and that's it. I can still trade the same strategies if I wanted to, but my losses will be more less. My risk is going to be more reduced. I have less exposure. So I've heard that you learned how to swing trade before. No, I learned intraday trading first, and now I'm trying to slowly transition into swing trading. Um, so because intraday trading is, you can't really scale. I mean, yes, you can scale, but only when the volume is really, like, I'm just trading a lot of volume. I can start scaling in more. But swing trading is more, a little bit more laid back. Um, and you can scale up more. Hey, Louie. It looks like Louie. Looks like you missed most of the stream. It's okay. I recorded it, so you can always watch later. But hey, if you have any questions, let me know. We still got about like 10 minutes before the stream ends. So yeah, for those that are beginners, focus on being consistent. And for those that I highly recommend using margin accounts. Don't use margin, but most of it is from using the PDT. Use PDT, only have 3 day trades, and discipline yourself to trade the best setups only. Um, and if you can do that, I mean, you're set up for a great, successful future. So, do you think swinging in this market is necessarily a good idea? No, it's always a good idea. Um, it's always a good idea. I mean, we're seeing like some stocks like NOV going, right? So if you see a pattern, um, then potentially look into a trade. If you don't see a pattern, don't swing it. So it doesn't matter what market we are in. If you see a pattern, if you see something that makes sense, go for it. Oh wow, all the way back to 2019. My goodness. Yeah, Louis. That's good. 2019. I think I opened the account and StockTwits. I think what 2018 or was it 2017? Hey Louis, if you want to go back to my first post in StockTwits ever, that'll be great. I'm not sure what my first post was, but yeah, I'm sure that's gonna take a couple hours. Where are your recordings? My recordings are on YouTube. It seems like you're not. I don't know. Are you in my Discord? Because all my stuff is over there. So if you just hit me up a message on Discord, in my room, I could definitely show you where it is. Let me go on YouTube. So let me post the link here to my YouTube here. So that's my YouTube. You'll see my previous videos over there. You can look through all of them and uh, kind of take notes if you want. Um, my trades for the week. Well, NOV was my most recent trade. TAOP, this was a loss. I had bought some on these dips, and well, they break on the 380s again, so I had to stop out. What are my other trades? Yeah, that was it. To be honest, I don't think I traded on. Yeah, I didn't trade much, guys, to this week. I didn't trade on the 27th. I didn't trade on Monday. Actually, I think I traded on Monday, but I didn't trade on Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't remember. No, that's link to my Discord. Sorry. I'm pretty sure if you guys scroll down the stream, uh, isn't there a link you guys see on the bottom to my Discord? I'm not sure if you guys can see that. A link to my Discord. Okay, why is my Twitch not going up? Link to my Discord. Let's see. Right. Where is it? Link to my Discord. No, there is no link. I could add it. Hold on. Okay, let me get a link for you guys. There's a link on my Twitter, so hold on. Or on my website. Um, okay. That's the link to my Discord. How do I come up with Day's watch list? For the watch list, it's, I mean, every day there's a new watch list for me. For daily, like because for intraday watch lists, there's intraday trades and there are swing trades, right? Swing trades are more of a long term, so I'll keep watching them over time. And intraday is every single day. So I look at the gappers, I look at the top percent gainers on the day, and I look at what's running and what's kind of not too extended. I look for stocks that are not extended, which maximizes my potential rewards and reduces my risk. So I look for stocks that are up like around 10 to 20%, is my general criteria. It all varies on the person. Maybe some people don't really care about that. Maybe they just care about the technical plays. But for me, that's what worked for me. Um, so you asking me how I come with a date watch list. You have to have a criteria. You have to know what you're looking for. What are you looking for? If you look back to all your runners or all your winners, all the people that all the I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry. All your previous winners, study them and see what they have in common. For me, all my winners came from that winners that were up, gapping up are around 10 to 20%, and that had news. All my winners came from that. So study the small details, and you'll see big results. So for you, I mean, if all you have is losers, study those losers and write them down, saying, okay, what do they have in common? Oh, all of them. And for me, all my losers came from stocks that are up over 50% or 100%. And I'm like, okay, next time don't play stocks that are up that high, which reduces my risk of losing. So if all your losers are, if all your losers are, if you all have as losers, study those losers and learn from them one by one, and you'll start seeing winners. A plus setup. Um, A plus setup. Um, Hold on. I have a bunch of content on my website. I do want you guys to read that. Um, Hold on. Do I have something like that? Blog. So I have a link. I have a link on my website. M, I'm just gonna say MJ. So read this blog. These are all my top setups that made me millions over time. So definitely give that a read. All my setups. It's pretty detailed, so give that a read. Um, do you track your with trade? No, I don't trade with TradeView because um, I should. Maybe I should. I don't know because previously I was using E-Trade and I I it won't like it wasn't compatible with TradeView. So I think Trade Zeros I think is compatible. I'm not sure exactly. So I'll look into that. Um, but to be honest, I mean TraderView. I mean I don't think I really need it to be honest. I mean yeah, I kind of see where some statistics, but um, I mean I track all my profits, every single day. So I kind of already know like where I'm making money, what months, and what months are slow. You know, I mean yeah, TraderView will tell me, oh, your average daily gains. I mean I don't really care about my gains. I just care about trading well. Um, and yeah, it's gonna tell me my biggest losses, my biggest winners. Yeah, I already know that. Um, what months or days I'm usually profitable. I kind of already know that too. So over time, I don't really need TradeView. Over time, I kind of feel myself already where and how I'm doing and where I can improve upon. So yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna end the stream now. It's been just over an hour now. I hope you guys learned something, and you know, just like I said, learn to trade well. Don't focus on the profits. Don't trade for the profits. Trade for consistency. Learn how to trade well. That should be your mindset in trading, and that will take you a very long way into the future. So, um, yeah. So just keep telling yourself that. Keep studying. Keep taking notes. Have rules. Okay. Number one important thing is having rules. That taught me a lot and definitely disciplined my trading. So have rules. Okay, guys. And I might do some. I don't know if you guys follow me Instagram, but I might do some like. I'm not sure. I might like talk or go have some small rants or ideas here and there. Talking, holding the phone or something. I don't know. So I don't know if you guys like that or if you want that. Just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll try to make it work and see if it's possible. So Scalper Ryan, I don't know who that is, but I don't know. I might go watch just see what's going on, or I might see you guys there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. The recording is going to be on YouTube shortly, so keep that on the look if you want to watch it again or share it with other people that want to learn to trade. That'll be fine and that'll be great. Okay, guys. Have a good weekend. Everyone stay safe and see you guys next week.